Hello, folks. Today we have our first episode of Hummingbird Afterdark. This is gonna be a new show, a podcast about ghost stories, personal and popular ones, legends, etc. It's gonna be a side thing aside from the spotlight, so it's gonna be hopefully fun. It's gonna hopefully run for just 10 minutes. That's the magic time I'm shooting for, but if it runs more than that, then oh well. Today I have a lot of stories, but I'm gonna start with the first story, my own. When I was a kid, around 5 years maybe, I had an encounter with something. I was in my bedroom playing with my toys, and there was suddenly this weird pressure. Not sinking pressure, drowning, etc. No, but more like, oh god, I can't breathe. It just got worse, and when I turned around, I just felt, you know that feeling when someone is standing behind you and you feel like someone is watching you. I felt that. It was really creepy. When I turned around, there was no one there, but when someone is standing at the door, the sound is kind of blocked. So the sound was blocked. Something was standing there, but there was nothing there. So I just kept staring at it, and I turned around, started playing with my game, with my toys, and I just felt like I couldn't take a breath anymore. Like I was running out of breath, and I was really scared. My legs basically gave out because I was so fucking scared. So I calmly got up, turned around, and went to the doorway because I was fucking lunatic. if it was me right now, I'd be hiding under the bed. And I marched towards the door slowly. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it didn't see me as a threat because I was a kid. So I just walked calmly towards the door, and I passed through it, whatever it was. I didn't feel anything, honestly. But when I turned around, I could feel it shifting. The sound, because the air conditioner was on, so when it turned around, you could hear the sound being blocked. And whatever the fuck it was fucking tall. It could easily, its head and shoulders easily could reach the top of the door frame. And I was fucking scared. I just started running as fast as I could. I basically tripped down the stairs while I was running and fell on my knees. I was so fucking scared, and I still to this day can't explain it. I'm skeptic. I'm someone who prefers logical answers rather than hyperbole and bullshit. But this was fucking scary. I don't know what the fuck it was, and I'm trying to explain it. So when I found the stories on Reddit about this kind of stuff, I felt at home. Finally, I had someone else who had been through the same thing, and it's just so fucking scary. Just knowing that I was in the same room with something, whatever it was. I knew it wasn't human. I knew its intentions were fucking evil, but it didn't see me as a threat because I was a kid. Another instance is our neighbors used to travel a lot. So randomly you would hear a baby crying, like real crying, and nobody was there. You'd go and knock the door, and there's basically no one there. It was really one of the worst fucking houses I've ever been in. Another instance is someone basically laying on my father and holding him down, but that's no doubt the sleep paralysis. I don't really think it was a demon or a ghost. But yeah, I mean that house is fucking awful. Another instance is my cousin lived in a haunted house. There was so many fucking horror stories. They basically lived in two haunted houses. The first one had a lot of weird shit happening. Drapes being swung left and right, like really strong, like someone pulling on them. And on their second house, there was my cousin got chased by people with sliced off heads. No heads really. They just chased him wearing white cloth. He ran out of his area like a madman and just went fucking crazy. And I just heard a noise and almost shit my pants. Anyways, there was so many fucking weird shit that happened at that house. Once, the mother of my aunt's husband saw her walking down and then go into the kitchen. Then 5 minutes later, she comes out of the bedroom. Yeah, she's a huge believer, because anyone else would have bolted out that door that instant. She always said that if it wasn't for me praying day and night for God to protect us, we wouldn't be alive in this house. Yeah, there was a lot of weird shit. When I was in this house, there was basically several maybe instances. Randomly, you'd hear someone shouting your name. Now, I barely sleep, okay? Ever since I got to this house, I barely sleep, so it could be, just me imagining it, but randomly you'd hear your name being called, like in clear voice, but hallucinations from sleep deprivation isn't really uncommon. It happens, but Another instance is really something I can't explain. Is I had a cat. He was standing in the room. Okay, this is a friendly cat. Yeah, I've known him for years. Suddenly, he freaks out. His tail gets bigger, and he keeps staring right behind me. I move, thinking he might, saying his name, maybe thinking it's scared of me or something. And he keeps staring. This cat fucking... Look, this is a friendly cat, and he loses his shit. His tail becomes huge, massive. He starts snaring, lowering his ears, going attack mode. And this lasts for about 30 seconds before he calmed down. Whatever it was, he just disappeared without any other... Just out of nowhere, he disappeared. It was really fucking weird. He didn't even make that kind of behavior since then. It was really strange. There were several instances where randomly you'd feel like someone was watching you. And again, this could be hallucinations because sleep deprivation brings on a lot of bullshit like that. Yeah, that's it for my story. There was a story from my uncle who says that the door next to him, the house next to him, every now and then people would move in and their stuff would be thrown out in the same night. Another instance is a haunted house known in here in my country. Basically, nobody lasted a month or a week even there. They would basically run out, and it's a massive, beautiful house. I'm talking about 6 floors, maybe more. Basement, everything for really cheap price. It's even has a park on the side and everything. It was beautiful, but nobody ever lasted more than a week, and it's been empty for now. Ever since I was a kid, I always passed it, and I've never seen anyone live there. Another instance is, my area, just so I can sleep soundly, because I barely sleep because of this, is built actually on a tribe graveyard. Yeah, people used to kill each other here, bury their dead randomly without any marked graves, and maybe my house is sitting on a couple, maybe not. I basically keep a holy book near me because you never know. Anyway, we're gonna start the random legends and stuff, hopefully. I've already ran past the 10 minutes mark. I'm gonna keep going until I feel it's enough, maybe if it's 15 minutes, 20, yeah. Okay, dreamers, do you have your hot coffee ready? Because I'm going somewhere Asian. I'm going somewhere where most of us want to go. I mean, I always dreamed about becoming a weebo and becoming a trap, wearing a wig and making stupid videos where I stare at the person while making weird faces. Anyone know what I'm talking about? If you don't, please search for it. I forgot her name, but there was a fucking weird chick that did that. It was scary. She just stared at you, and people got off that. Basically, they would get off on that. She would just stare and do weird faces, turn her head. I'm convinced that it's actually a guy, because who would actually do that? Do you know a girl that would actually do that? And I always get the image that some hairy 4-year-old businessman is coming in all sweaty, then shower, and then he sees her video and he goes, bingo, my life is complete. Jesus. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Anyway, we're going to Japan. If anyone heard about Himeji Castle, it's a castle where most of Demi's lulis were kept. According to the story connected to this legendary ghost during the early times of the castle, Okiko was a servant. His name was Heartkiller. I mean, she worked in one of the dungeons. Wait, she's a woman? Well, I'm a woman. I'm a woman? The bottom of one of the 4 god towers. Okiko's dungeon is believed to have been one of the furthest down the mountain. Yeah. Anyway, Okiko's master was a successful samurai named Kei Samurai. I mean, Teisan Oyama, whose wife had gathered 10 expensive penises. Dutch golden plates. A lot of Okiko's duties involved looking after these plates in the area called the Plate Mansion. So his wife didn't take care of the plates. He did. He was a samurai who took care of plates. He washed the dishes, basically, right? Anyway, however, Tizan was not loyal to his wife, just like Demi, and had taken a liking to Okiko. Eventually, in secret, he asked Okiko, to become his mistress, saying that he would leave his wife. Okiko, however, showed no interest in Tizan Oyama, and so she honorably said no. Thank you, Demi. Tizan Oyama, unaccustomed to not having his way. At this time, he was also planned to kill the head of Himeji Castle, generally believing that it was his moral right to get what he wanted. He decided to hide one of the 10 golden plates that Okiko had to look after, aka penises. Okiko realized that the plate was missing and began looking for it. During this time, Tizan approached her, saying that if she did not decide to become his mistress, then he would blame her for the missing plate and have her tortured, then executed. Okiko, however, certainly did not want to spend any time with this man, since neither choice seemed worth living for. Okiko dove into the well in the castle courtyard, drowning herself to cover up the real reason behind her suicide. Tizan kept the plate hidden and blamed Okiko for it. Yeah, that's how stories should go, basically. After the night, however, every Okiko's ghost will appear, or Yorumi, as the Japanese describe this type of ghost. A Yorumi is the spirit of someone who died in sudden or rash circumstances, characterized by pitch black hair, a white dress, and dismembered or missing hands or feet. Yeah, I'm not gonna sleep tonight, okay? Yeah. Okay, because Yorumi will climb up the well and walk into the mansion of plates and check on the plates. The ghost will count the plates and... Okay, 1 second. How do you count plates if you don't have hands? How do you count plates if you don't have hands? Thank you for your logic. And upon reaching 9 and not find 10, the ghost will wail unnaturally. Like me when I ran out of coffee. Anyway, the phenomenon continued, and Tizan Oyama knew that he should probably put the plate in order to appease the ghost, but still convinced that he would have the last laugh. He refused, and so every night the Yorumi would continue this ritual, and this eventually drove Tizan to insanity. Yeah, I was insane, bro. I know that feel. He was thrown out of the castle, which ironically saved the castle's master from Tizan's assassination attempt. The story has become one of the best known Japanese plays ever. Me and Demian are gonna do a play actually of this. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Another legend. People keep slamming doors in my house. Okay, anyway. There was a samurai living in poverty in the capital. This is called the black hair legend. Why is it always black hair? I want to know. Why not blonde? Why not white? Why not pink? Always black. There was a samurai living in poverty in the capital who was suddenly summoned to the service of a lord of a distant land. The samurai eagerly accepted the offer, but abandoned his wife years in favor of taking another woman he desired along with him. When his responsibilities to the lord had finished, the samurai returned to the capital and found him self longing for his old wife. So he started jacking. I mean, he went to that night to the old house where they had once lived. It was midnight in the full autumn moon. Look how I said midnight. I'm Russian. Anyway, and the full autumn moon bathed the home in light. Yeah, the gate was open and the samurai entered his old dwelling only to find his much missed wife sitting silently by herself jacking off. I mean, she showed neither anger nor resentment towards her husband for his ill use of her, but instead offered him free blowjob. I mean, greetings and welcome back after his long time away. The samurai, overcome with emotions, started jacking. Swore to his wife that they would live together from now on and never be parted. Jesus, I live near an airport and every fucking 5 minutes a plane passes by. Anyway, pleased by the happiness this brought to his wife's face, the samurai embraced her and they held each other until until sleep took them. But it wasn't sleep, it was actually death. The samurai was woken in the morning by the bright morning. The samurai was woken in the morning by the bright morning sun, and that battered the house more harshly than had the previous autumn moon. He looked about himself and found that instead of embracing his wife, he was holding a penis. A dry corpse, nothing but bits of flesh, clinging to bone wrapped in long black hair. Dude, what the fuck did you do to her? People have sex, they don't hack their wives to pieces. God, man, well, that's what happens when you don't masturbate for months, kids. Your lovers would basically be bits of flesh clinging to bone wrapped in long black hair. He leapt to his feet and rushed into the neighbor's house to master. What happened to the woman who lived next door? Her? She was abandoned by her husband a long time ago and died of an illness brought on by her sorrow. Okay, that's bullshit. What? Did she get depressed? What happened? It was just this summer that she died because there was no one to care for her or give her a funeral. Her body lay still where she died. You fucking piece of shit. You left a rotten corpse next to your house and you just left her to rot? Fuck you, man. You know what? Fuck the story. I'm gonna focus on this piece of shit. You left the fucking corpse to rot. And you were like, oh, her? She was rotting next door. What's wrong with you people? What's wrong with this land? What is this, Japan or a I don't know what. I'm afraid of naming a country and getting shit from it. Anyway, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, next story. Good luck. Pronounce it as hard. I'm fucked. Let's see. Hold on. Am I still recording? Yes, I'm still. Jesus, 10 minutes. Anyway. Shikaramuchi Yori, the strong Japanese ghosts. I love these names. There's a painting of someone got his anus licked by what appears to be a fox. Yeah. Yay. Long ago in the Impu period. What the fuck is Impu? Empire, Impro, what the fuck is Impu? 1K 670, 1K 683. I don't know how to pronounce years, so I suppose it's 1670 and 1683. Good job, Hart. An unusual farmer's wife lived in a small village called Mikuharabara. Harabara, isn't that? And then for bleach. Anyway, which was nestled in a remote mountain valley, baby. Yeah, in the province of Noshu, modern-day Ishikawa Prefecture. She was unusual for several reasons. She watched Kokoro connect like a helpless hobo. She was unusual for several reasons. For one, she had fish scales growing under her armpits. Ew! Why do I read these stories? Anyway, where she should have had skin. Damn you! Deodorant, why did you do this? Second, her nipples were so long that she could throw them over her shoulder and feed her baby while it was still nestled in her back. That is fucking amazing. I love this legend so much. Last, she was incredibly strong because Nipples, baby. It was said this farmer's wife could do. Wait, she had this husband. Fucking lucky him. Could do. Shame about the fish scales, bro. It was said this farmer's wife could do the world of 5'5" grown men all by herself. Wait, what do you mean by do the world of 4 or 5 grown men? Do you mean she has the strength? Oh yeah, she has strength. Okay, I thought she was doing them. Jesus. However, even the strongest person is not invulnerable. One winter, the farmer's wife got sick and died. Jesus! Does nobody here lives? I mean, come on, you can have legends without someone getting sick and dying. Or choking a penis or some shit. The 17th day after her death, she came back as a Yuri. Because YOLO, and haunted her husband. What did he do? I want to know. To death. He didn't do anything, he just sucked. He just sucked her nipples. Her fucking long nipples. No one really know what he did to deserve her curse. Probably watched Kokoro connect like helpless hobo. That guy didn't give me coffee today, do you believe it? Anyway. I mean the nerve. I gave him coffee, anyway. But there it was. Even then, she still wasn't satisfied. From time to time, the woman's Yuri would would appear in the village in front of people and cause mischief with her long nipples. Hey guys! Anyway, eventually a man named Sakuzu was traveling through the mountains on business when he was stopped by the village. After hearing the village's stories, he wondered if there might not be a hole in her graves. After hearing their villagers' stories, he wondered if there might not be a hole in her grave. This, he thought, would account for her restless spirit still haunting the village, even after she had killed her husband. What? Where did it say that she killed her husband? She just haunted him. God, stories! Make sense, please. The villagers went to check, and sure enough, there was a deep hole burrowed into her grave. Do I even need to make a joke? A deep hole dug there was a deep hole bored into her grave. Uh, Obviously, someone got horny and wanted her fucking long titties. The villagers went to check, and sure enough, there was a deep hole bored into her grave. Working together, they filled the hole and covered it with a large stone. Because fuck anything else. This wasn't the solution. Really? They were hoping for, though, although it did have a strange effect. The woman's grudge transferred to Sakuzu, and almost immediately she began to torment him as much as she had her husband under siege. Sakuzu made a pilgrimage to a nearby shrine that he knew and borrowed in a famous sword cup there. What's a famous sword? Sakuzu kept the sword by his side because ghosts respond to swords. Yeah. And was no longer troubled by the woman's vengeful spirit. Satisfied that he had broken the curse, he returned the sword to the shrine. His business had finished at last. Sakuzu began his journey home along the steep mountains. His business finished at last, Sakuzu began his journey home along the steep mountain path. He had not walked long when he felt strange presence coming up behind him. Suddenly, a penis pressed. He had no time to react before he was lifted bodily. He had no time to react before he was lifted bodily off the ground. What is ground? It's ground, you fucking idiot. And thrown 10 meters over the edge of the road and into the mountain valley below. The impact rendered him unconscious and horny, and Sakuzu lay bleeding, looking as though he had died. The farmer's wife was apparently satisfied, thinking she had killed Sakuzu, and with that, her Yuri vanished, never to be seen again. Nice story, guys. Nice story.